Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wisdom and Liberation Path. You can call me Luna, and I'm delighted to have you here today. In this video, I'm excited to share a bit about who I am, why I started this channel, and what you can expect from our journey together. I'll share a bit about my personal journey and give you some stories to help you stay focused on your mind goals. Let's get started. To begin, let me introduce myself. I'm a person who values introspection and soul growth. I follow a vegetarian lifestyle and live as a lay practitioner in a tropical country. Currently, I'm dedicating myself to the path of enlightenment, striving to reach the state of arahant. My journey is both a personal and mind quest, and I'm here to share that with you. Our focus today will be on mindfulness, compassion, and practical tips for integrating spiritual practices into daily life. So, why did I decide to start this channel? Well, my journey towards enlightenment has been filled with both challenges and triumphs. I've experienced moments of deep insight, as well as periods of struggle. I realized that sharing these experiences could be beneficial not only for my own growth, but for others who are on a similar path. I wanted to create a space where we can explore together how to integrate spiritual practices into our daily lives. Whether it's dealing with difficult emotions, practicing mindfulness, or simply finding moments of peace in our busy lives, I hope to offer insights and encouragement. Buddhism has many different schools of thought, like Mahayana, Theravada, and Vajrayana, each with its own approach and practices. Right now, I'm following Theravada Buddhism, which means I see the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, as the soul teacher and don't believe in the concept of a soul. Instead, I focus on principles like karma, reincarnation, and compassion. This helps me understand the connection between actions and their outcomes in life, while also nurturing a sense of love and empathy for all beings. I'm also impressed and determined to practice the righteousness that Arahant Thich Thong Loc, in Vietnam, had dedicated so much effort to restoring. So I follow the way of practice of the Buddha and Arahant Thich Thong Loc. Buddhism is a self-reliant religion. The quotes are taken from a book named Way Back to the Buddha's Place, Volume 1. If a person wants to follow the genuine path of practice of Buddhism, she has to understand clearly that the life of a human being from birth to death is full of sufferings. The sufferings are true. One suffers because the mind and body are full of sorrows due to greed, anger, and ignorance. The Buddhist practice is a way in which practitioners have to use their own power, always have to cultivate the minds and bodies, and practice at their best to let go of the thoughts which are full of desires and evilness covering their minds. In order to follow Buddhist practice to escape the sufferings of human life, one has to use his or her own power instead of other power as taught in the expanded canons of heresy. I grew up in a deeply Buddhist environment, surrounded by the gentle hum of chanting, reciting the Buddha's name, sitting in meditation, or even going to Buddhist shrine to kowtow, beseeching and asking for the power of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, to support and help to save them from accidents, sorrows, mishaps, diseases, etc., or emit rays of light to welcome and escort the souls of the dead to the pure land. Although I wasn't a particularly devout practitioner, I would occasionally visit temples and read Buddhist scriptures, finding solace in their teachings. Yet, as I grew older, I began to notice something troubling. There seemed to be contradictions in the teachings, and many of the stories felt abstract and confusing. Despite these doubts, I continued to believe in Buddhism, trusting that there was something profound beneath the surface. As I observed the suffering of people around me, I found it difficult to reconcile these experiences with the teachings I knew. I saw my friend Min, who struggled with chronic illness and pain, and no matter how much he meditated or practiced mindfulness, his suffering seemed to persist. Then there was my neighbor Lon, who was constantly worried about her family's financial troubles, feeling trapped in a cycle of stress and anxiety despite her best efforts to stay positive and compassionate. Tears of sentient beings are more numerous than the water in the oceans. These real-life struggles made me question the efficacy of the teachings I had grown up with. I would reflect on their pain and question the teachings without finding any real clarity. It wasn't until I stumbled upon lectures by Arahant Thich Thong Lak and explored deeper into the Buddha's teachings that I began to see things in a new light. Through these insights, I discovered the essence of what I had been missing: the realization that the soul does not exist, and a profound understanding of the truth of suffering. This realization provided the answers I had long sought, shedding light on the true path I needed to follow, and offering a more meaningful framework to address the suffering of those around me. I only knew that Buddhism had many branches and traditions, but it wasn't until I discovered this that I truly understood Theravada Buddhism. Previously, I thought of the Buddha as some kind of divine being, but I've come to realize that Siddhartha Gautama was simply a real person who lived an ordinary life like anyone else. He faced many hardships and challenges in his life, and through practice and wisdom, he achieved enlightenment. What is special about his teachings is the emphasis on compassion and helping others. His Buddhism focuses on understanding and addressing human suffering, rather than seeking salvation from a supernatural power. He not only attained enlightenment for himself, but also taught ways to alleviate and help others with their suffering. This is not a mystical religion of divine beings, but a human path that teaches ethics, renunciation, and compassion. It's a practical and humane path, providing me with real tools to live a more meaningful and peaceful life. When I realized this, I felt as though I had found what I truly needed: a path that not only leads to personal growth and liberation, but also encourages me to expand my compassion and assist those around me. This is the path I believe I should follow, as it helps me find peace in my life and aims to make the world a better place. The purpose of creating this YouTube channel is to share my personal journey in practicing Buddhism and to give myself a chance to reflect and gain a deeper understanding of myself. By sharing my experiences and insights along the way, I hope to offer useful information and inspiration to you. I sincerely wish that the content here will help you find peace, wisdom, and a deeper connection to your own spiritual path. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited about the journey ahead and look forward to sharing it with you. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to explore, feel free to leave a comment below. Remember, every step on this path is a step towards greater wisdom and liberation. Until next time, may your days be filled with peace and insight. See you soon.